Hey, welcome back. I just went back on Facebook and I replied to some more messages I was sent by people and I checked YouTube comments. And then I realized that there is another question that keeps coming up over and over and over again. So here I am doing another video, still with messy hair and still with a building site outside. So sorry for any kind of noise. So the question that I see very, very regularly is from people that have recently kind of discovered the realm of virtual assistants and the whole online business world in general. And they're now in a position where they've learned something exists that may be an opportunity for them to like turn their life around, take matters into their own hands and build the life that they really want to have. But the problem is that they've hoovered up a whole load of kind of random information and now they're completely confused as to what to even do to take the first step. And that's a super normal feeling. So if you're in that boat right now, I was in that boat when I started. I spoke to a whole load of different people. I went to visit loads of people's websites. And in the end, I'm like, okay, I'm a little bit confused as to the kind of services that I could be offering to people. So I say we, and I'm generalizing, a lot of people have the inclination to look for answers to really important questions to do with their business from the outside. So they'll go and they might post in a Facebook group and ask what they should be offering as a service, or they might visit 100 people's websites, decide which 3 people look like they're making the most money based on the image they're portraying, and then they try and copy them. However, none of that is going to get you the business that you're actually looking to build. So I have realized that there are 3 key points within ourselves that we can look at to establish in which way we should be getting our foot in the door. So what I'm talking about today is not necessarily going to help you to build the perfect business off the start. But this is not our aim, okay? Nobody builds the perfect business immediately. We are constantly growing, we're constantly evolving, we're constantly shifting, and we're constantly realizing the things that we are super good at and the things that we're not so good at, okay? So your business will always grow, evolve, shift, pivot a little bit. All I'm trying to get you to do is to stop floundering and to stop turning in a circle, chasing your own tail, and to start taking some action forward in the direction that you want to go. What I also want to say is that there's one thing that you have to be super, super, super aware of when you're starting this journey of having an online business. There is going to be a lot of growth happening for you inside of you over time if you really dedicate to this, because the things that you've been telling yourself in the past, the stories that you're telling yourself based on, things you were told when you were growing up, that's particularly true about money mindset. Those kind of stories, the stories where you were the victim and the whole world is against you and there's nothing you can do, life is happening to you, not for you, you will realize that as you embark on this journey of building a business, that those stories that you used to tell yourself, they're no longer serving you. And we all have them. We all tell these things to ourselves. I am not good enough, I'm not intelligent enough. I can't set boundaries with my people and all of that good stuff. So all of these things, all of our past conditioning will have to get unraveled at some point. So the 3 areas about yourself that I'm encouraging you to look at and understand more about today, these are just a stepping stone for like a journey of personal development and self-growth that you're going to be embarking on. So one thing that you could possibly do is like pre-warn your family members and closed ones that, you are looking at really growing who you are as a person and making sure that you understand their kind of position towards your personal growth. This is going to come in very handy. If you don't do that, you might find that you run into issues a little bit later on as your business has really grown and you are going to the next level as who you are as a human. So the 3 areas that I want to encourage you to look at are personality, your strengths and weaknesses, and your past experiences and interests. Those are the key 3 points that you can use to establish how to get your foot in the door, okay? We just want to get you to take action right now so you can sign the first 1, 2, or 3 clients, and then you will learn more about yourself, the online business world, and you will decide where to go from there, okay? So let me go into a little bit more detail on each of those 3 areas because this is super important to me. So the first area that I want you to look at is personality. None of what I'm saying right now is 100% proven to be accurate, always the way things are, blah, 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 blah. These are different theories that have evolved over time and that will continue to evolve. And if you look into these in more detail, you will see that each of them has faults to it, but that doesn't mean that we can't use these tools to our advantage. So the first thing that I would encourage you to do is to go to a website, and I'll drop the link below, but it's called 16personalities.com, 16personalities.com, and take their version of the Myers-Briggs test. There are different tests, there are more accurate ones that you could do, but you are just trying to get a general indication of who you are as a person. Actually, I've just come up with a fourth area, but it might be a sub-area of number 3. Let me just write that down. Okay, sorry. As I'm doing this, sometimes I get ideas. So I've just had something come up that I have to mention. Okay, so take their version of the Myers-Briggs test. The result of that test will give you 4 letters and kind of a summary as to who you are as a person. Like I said, this test has its faults. In that space, things have evolved over time, and this is never going to be 100% accurate. So there are things about me, based on my past experience as a human on planet Earth, that are in disarray with what my personality type is supposed to be very poor at. So for example, if I just look at personality, there are things that I'm not supposed to be particularly good at, but it's actually one of my strengths. And it's one of my strengths because I have had to put an awful lot of work in that area. So I've become really good at it. It doesn't naturally come easy to me, though. It does take me quite a bit of work. So I have dedicated myself to mastering something that is a struggle for me. So, for example, my personality type is the ENFP. My OBM is an INTJ. So we are very different people. We have very different ways of perceiving the whole world, perceiving people's emotions. We are very, very different people. However, we have certain things in common that help us to work together really well, that help us to support each other's growth really, really, really well. So take some time to read through that, and don't just read what that website gives you. There's plenty of websites that talk more about this in detail. Just take everything with a little bit of a grain of salt, because a lot of the people that write about that kind of stuff aren't always particularly qualified. You can get onto YouTube, you can watch some more videos, you can join some Facebook groups where there's other people that have the same personality type as you. I always get some really interesting insights from like the things people post and talk about. So that's one thing that you can do. The other test, which I'm going to link up below, that you can do is the Enneagram, and there's more like these ones, but those are the 2 I encourage everyone to take. So based on my personality, so I like to take myself as an example because I know myself fairly well at this point. So based on my personality, there are certain things that really, really suit me as work, and then there are other things that really don't suit me as work. And I adjusted my business to fit in with the things that I'm naturally good at, rather than forcing myself to do a whole load of stuff that costs me a lot of effort to do, okay? So being aware of that is going to give you one perspective, all right? So the second thing that I would like you to look at is your strengths and weaknesses. Everyone has things that they're naturally good at and things that they're naturally not so good at. That doesn't mean that you can't master those things. It just means that it's going to take effort. You will feel a lot of resistance to master those things. As an example, ENFPs are really good at seeing the big, big, big picture. And I'm one of those people. I see everything as like moving pieces that can be connected, and how does one thing react to another. So which is why I'm good at designing systems, because I can see the knock-on effects things have 5 steps down the line. The thing that I am not good at is mundane, routine tasks that need to be done at the same time, every single day, in the same way. That kind of stuff takes me a lot of effort. So I outsource that part of our work because I know that I'm not the right person to do it. I will not dedicate myself to it 100%. I will not do a good job. I will be super negative about the whole thing. So I outsource it. I don't try and work against what's my natural weakness. I just find a different way of dealing with it. So there's the DISC assessment that you can take, and I recommend that you do take it. And then there's another one that's not free, but it's called the Strengths Finder. I think it's Strengths Finder 2.0 or something like that. I'm going to try and find all the links and put them under the video. So, for example, there are some things that I have as strengths that naturally lend themselves to me helping people build their business, because I have the communication piece, I have the motivation piece, I have the positivity piece, and it's not blind positivity, but I can see a lot of silver linings in things that don't go the way that you'd planned them to go. There are a lot of learning experiences to be had from that allow you to change, grow, and do better next time. So I have a lot of natural strengths within me that help me to get other people to take action for themselves. And then the third thing after personality and strengths and weaknesses, and those two are obviously a bit interrelated, is looking at your past experiences. So we've all had past experiences on this planet. We have a work history from our job. What are the things that you were known for in your job? What are the things that you are known for in your family as being really, really, really good at? Write those things down. If you don't know, go to your colleagues that you actually talk to, that know you well, and ask them what are the things that they would come to you for. What is your jam? Everyone has their jam in the workplace. That's what makes it run like a well-oiled machine. If the leader can place people in the right teams, because everyone brings their piece of being amazing at this one thing, and if you put the right people together, it makes the whole thing work like a clockwork. So what are those things people come to you for? Do they come to you for emotional support? Do they come to you for advice? Do they come to you for specific subject knowledge? Do they come to you with their relationship problems? Like, there are so many things that you are known for that we don't see, because it comes easy to us. We can't always see our own strengths because our own strengths are super easy. So ask other people if you need to. Look at your hobbies. What are the things that you are passionate about in your free time? And I'm not saying make your hobby your business. That can often kill your passion for the hobby. So be careful with that. So if you love cake making, for example, you don't necessarily want to have a cake making business, but you might want to support people that make cakes instead, because you want to keep your passion as your passion and not kill it with it being the routine, mundane work thing. And then the thing that I just thought of that you need to also consider is cultural things and your upbringing. I've spent a lot of time, like these past few weeks, looking at how I've been raised as a child had an impact on my relationships as an adult, because there's a lot of stuff that I'm working through on a personal side at the moment that is taking me a lot of journaling. It's taking me a lot of hard work to get to the bottom of. So you have to do and commit to this inner work of growth so that you can keep showing up in the way that you're meant to be showing up. So think of how your parents see money. What are the things that you've been told about making money? What are the perceptions, or what were the perceptions in your family about girls growing up? You know, I've worked with people whose family thought that girls should stay at home and cook and clean. And now their girl is going out and like building a business, and there's a lot of resentment coming at them from their family. So all of these bits and pieces will influence you as you try and grow your business. So look into yourself. Who are you? What are you good at? What do people come to you? What do you feel passionate about? If you could help someone else to change something on this planet, what kind of person would you like to be working with? And take those things as a basis of deciding whether you help people with their social media because you're a total communicator, or whether you help people with their tech because you're a systems person, or whether you help people with something else in their business, okay? So try and do less consumption from outside resources, and try and dive within yourself to look for the answers that you already have, to look at the fears that are coming up when you try and commit to something, and start this inner work as early as you possibly can. I know all of this jazz sounds woo. It used to sound woo to me, but you know what? It's made the world of a difference in my business, and I know it has for loads of other people. So if you hit a stumbling block and you're stuck, you have to do the inner work to unstick yourself, not look for input from the outside to try and solve all of your problems, okay? So I'm going to put this video up. If you like content like this and you like actionable resources that you can work with afterwards, then I would love to welcome you to our membership community for service-based business owners. It's called the Crush It Club, and I'm also going to drop the link below. If you have any other questions, things that you would like me to do videos on, questions on the membership, find me on Facebook and drop me a message, and then I'm happy to answer your questions, point you to other resources, create more things for you to really help you build this business so that you can turn your life around. All right, that's it from me. I hope this was helpful. Drop me any comments if there's questions on what I just talked about, and I'll see you for the next one.